moderates their worldview and their self-idea and the purpose of life and the meaning of fulfillment. Everything is determined by the scientific principles. So it's an uphill task for us to engage in a conversation with our children and our grandchildren. And also they believe in the evolutionary theory, that first we were an atom, then a molecule, then an amoeba, and now you have become a very complex organism of trillions of cells and neurons and whatnot. So that is their idea of the human being. Is there any purpose for life? They say there is no purpose. It's all an accident. It is all an accident. You came here an accident and you will leave this world as an accident. So this is the dominant world view that our children are taught in the universities, our grandchildren are inspired by. And hence, if there is no purpose or discipline in life, they go to drugs or this and that, and life has become a big mess. So that is why now people are coming back to spirituality. A spiritual worldview is necessary to understand the complexity of life. Science has no capacity to understand the complexity of life because science analyzes everything. Suppose I pull you apart. I take your head and heart and kidney and everything, pull you apart, then try to put it back. What happens? What happens? If I pull apart a clock and then put it apart, the tick will come back. The tick will come back. But if I pull you apart, or if I pull a flower apart, you cannot put the flower back, and the beauty is gone forever. Similarly, if I pull you apart, it is not possible to put back life into you. So the analytical method, that's the kind of method that science adopts. The analytical method cannot understand the mystery of life. Though they say they will create life in the laboratory, they have not yet done it, and it will be very difficult to create life. Life has got an independent existence. It is a whole thing. It cannot be pulled apart. It is not a machine. The mechanical view of life says that everything is made up of parts. Life is not made up of parts. It is something deeper. So this analytical method is not useful in understanding the mystery of life and the purpose of life and the meaning of life. We need a synthetic method, a holistic method of understanding life. So let us come to the Vedantic understanding of world, Ishvara, individual. These are the three fundamental varieties. I am here, I experience a world, and I also sometimes experience something higher, transcendental. So Ishvara, Jagat, Jiva, these are the three entities which we have to understand. Now, Arjuna asked this question. Arjuna's question was, Pragrudim Purusham Chaiva, Kshetram Kshetrajnam Cha, Edad Vedidumichami, Jnanam Nyayam Cha Keshava. I would like to know Kshetra, just these 6 terms. Kshetra, because these are the words Bhagavan used in the Bhagavad Gita. Kshetra, Kshetrajna, Purusha, Prakriti, Jnanam, Nyayam. Actually, all these words indicate only 2 things. Purusha, Kshetrajna and Nyayam are the same. Purusha, Kshetrajna and Nyayam are the same. Similarly, Prakriti, Kshetram and Jnanam are the same. So, there are only 2 things. So, I would like to know, finally, the nature of God. God is indicated by the Kshetrajna, Nyayam and Purusha in the Bhagavad Gita. Whereas Prakriti is indicated by Prakriti, Kshetram and Jnanam. Jnana there means material knowledge or values. So let us try to understand what is the nature of the God who are worshipping, we are trying to relate with, who controls the world. And Bhagavan answers, Nyeyam yattat pravachyami, yajñātva amrudam asnude, anādimad param brahma, nasattanna saduchyade. Bhagavan says, Nyeyam yattat pravachyami, yajñātva amrudam asnude, anādimad param brahma, nasad, nasada iduchyade. Brahman is neither, or God is neither sada. Sada means what is visible, or asada, what is subtle. God is neither subtle nor gross. It is something invisible. We will not be able to put the thread of thought to measure the depth of God. Nor can you use the language of logic to put your hand around God. God cannot be, or Ishvara cannot be understood by the human intellectual exercises. It is beyond all that. And when you think of God, the mind comes to a state of standstill. Mind becomes standstill. You become transfixed. Your hair stand on their end. Your eyes bulge, maybe. And you are in a state of utter wonder. And what you can say that I don't know. This is your experience of God. I don't know. But though you don't know, you feel so overwhelmed by the thought. The Vedas begin with the statement, Vedahamedam Purusham Mahantam Adityavarnam Tamasastu Pare. The Veda begins statement, I know the truth. We know the truth. And Veda ends with the statement, who knows? Ko Veda. Who knows? So initially there is a feeling that I know. You use your logic or somebody's advice and you feel that you know, but you go deep into that. The idea of truth and God. Your experience is, I don't know. And the I don't know state of mind is a still mind. Mind becomes very, very still. And it experiences a state of transportation. Or you get transfixed. That's why sometimes Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, when he talks about God, he just raises his hand, eyes goes back, and stands there still. So when you deeply think about God, the experience is maunam. Because it's inexplicable. Words cannot. Yado vajo nivartande apraapya manasa saha. From there words retreat as well as mind also retreats. Thought retreats. So it is just a state of stillness and silence. And in that silence you experience the profound and depth of God, or that particular experience is so transforming and transcendental. No words can explain that. And hence in the Dakshinamurti Stotra Bhagavan says, Mauna Vyakya Pragadita Para Brahma Tattvam Yuvanam Varshistande Vasrishiganeira Vrutam Brahma Nishtaihi Acharyendram Karagalida Jinmutramananda Rupam Swatmaramam Mudidavadanam Dakshinamurti Mide. So the experience of this Brahman, God is silence, he says. Maunam Brahma. Brahma with Mauni Bhavati. Brahman's nature is Maunam, because fullness is Maunam. When you are full and complete, you don't want to say anything. Is it till you eat the food you are making noises, isn't it? After eating food, when you are completely satiated, there is no noise. There is only a blurb, that's it. There is no noise, isn't it? So similarly, once you know God, or once you have an encounter with that profound truth, your experience is silent. You are not in a hurry to express it, explain it, you have no words for it, you have no language for that. That is one way of understanding God. That where you are silent. Whenever they talk about God, you become silent. Those who talk about God, hours and hours, they don't know anything about God. Naham manyesu vededi, nona vededi vedacha, yona tadveda tadveda, nona vededi vedacha. Those who know about God, they don't talk. Those who don't know about God, they keep on talking. So all these Pandits who are talking about God, they don't know God. That's why they are talking. They are still searching. So one profound experience of the divine is silence. And the God experience will be manifested through your actions then. Deeply, you become deeply silent, totally relaxed. And you have a feeling of coming home, which cannot be explained, that experience. So that is the ultimate experience of the divine. Now, another way of looking at God is Satchidanandam. Ishvara is Satchidanandam. Satchidananda Rubaya Vishwutpatyadi Hedave Tapatraya Vinashaya Sri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha. God is Sada Chida Anandam. Yesterday, our day first, we talked about the I factor in your experience, isn't it? The I factor, which is constant and permanent in all your experience. You came here, I came here, I left this place, I reached home, I ate my food, I slept, I woke up. In all these experiences, I was a child, now I am a young man, now I will become an older man, now I am going to die. In all this, one thing constant is I. That I is the truth, Sat. Sat. So Sat, truth is hidden in you. And you are searching for everywhere for the truth. So Sat. And then that Sat is Chit. Chit means consciousness. Then that is Anandam. So God's nature or Ishvara's nature is Sada Chida Anandam. So you are meditating on that. Satchidanandam. Keep meditating on that. The Taittiriya Upanishad says, Satyam Jnanam Anandam Brahma Yo Veda Nihidam Guhayam Parame Vyomanna. There the Upanishad defines Ishvara as Sat, Chida and Anandam and Anandam also. Anandam means boundless. So one can meditate on that and realize God as Sada, Chida, Anandam. A second definition of God. So catch hold of those words and meditate on that and turn your attention to those words. So the Upanishad describe God by these three words. And then Upanishad presents God as your essential nature also. You are not separate from God. So that's another way of describing God or Ishvara or Bhagavan, Sada, Chida, Anandam. And we have to meditate on these words with the help of a teacher, of course. By yourself, you will look into the dictionary will give you a wrong meaning and then you will end up in a wrong place. So meditate on these words with the help of a teacher. Another way of describing God. So the Hindu mind is a very complex mind. Hindu mind is capable of containing contradictions, different levels of a phenomena. That's why a Hindu professor in astrophysics, talking about the Milky Way and then time and space and then this and that, in astrophysicist. But when he comes home, for his daughter's marriage, he is going to consult an astrologer. We are capable of containing both in our brain. Really in astrophysics we will have scant respect for astrology. But we know certain levels astrology may be useful. At least a different way of thinking. So Hindu mind can contain this complexity. That is why Hindu mind has become a non-violent mind. If you cannot contain complexity and contradiction, you will try to kill the other who disagree with you. Eliminate the other. You cannot tolerate difference and dissent and different opinion, because then that makes you uncomfortable. Because he is thinking differently from me, he is my enemy. And if he is enemy, he is to be liquidated. But a Hindu mind is non-violent mind. He tried to accommodate difference, dissent and different viewpoints, etc. Contradictory statement. And he thinks in terms of yes and no, not yes or no. Please think about that. Generally, in a question paper, examination question papers, please answer yes or no. Isn't it? Yes or no. But a Hindu answer will be both yes and no. Because that is the truth. Is he a good man? Sometimes he is good, sometimes he is bad. He is both good and bad. Isn't it? So it is very difficult to box a person, fix a person into the categories of good and bad. We all are both good and bad. Sometimes he is very good, sometimes he is very bad, sometimes she is very nice, sometimes she is very bossy, isn't it? So this way people cannot be boxed into things. That is the nature of the truth. Truth can be manifest as this and that, or whichever way it likes. And hence the Hindu mind is capable of containing and accommodating complexity. And hence all these definitions are very, very important. All these definitions are God of important. God cannot be explained, then the whole Upanishad is an explanation of God. Isn't it? Upanishad says God cannot be explained. Then why are you explaining it? What else can I do? I have to explain. So that's the contradiction I am talking about. So first definition was God cannot be defined, then you are silent when you contemplate upon Ishvara. Second definition is God's nature is Satchidanandam. Sadachidanandam, he is blissful, he is consciousness and he is truth.